Morning.
Hi.
Can I go out?
Yeah, if you that gate's open down
Okay.
there.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
You too. Disrespect. I don't even know what's left. I don't even know. I think I'm 9 to 5. Make sure my car is okay. Tomorrow is a new day. Time for my hour live. Charging my stuff up. Watch. Knows my charge. You guys, I had the worst day yesterday. Guys, wrong way. Wrong way. I'm sorry. Good morning, one person that's watching. Hello, how are you? I know y'all look like a hoodlum today. I look like a hoodlum. Where is my watch? Oh, here it goes. Charge this watch up so I can go to the gym. Give me some exercise. I need to. I need the exercise, y'all. Exercise keeps me away from, like, um, not depression, but exercise keep me away from, like, feeling, you know, anxiety and stuff and worry. And so I'm gonna go. I don't even know what time I work today. Maybe that should be the first thing I should be looking into, right? What time I go to work? Because I really don't know. So yesterday I had to visit with my daughter, and it wasn't a good visit. So it wasn't a great visit. I went and got her some shoes for school. She lives with one of my sisters, and she we had an argument yesterday, and it wasn't great. So she went back to my sister's house, um, and she was upset. So now she got my family looking at me like I'm weird. But that's okay. I'm not gonna worry about that. Good morning. How y'all doing? My heart was broken again. There was a lady homeless yesterday. She was over here. It looked like they must have moved her. She had like a bed out there and everything. I guess they must have took that down, huh? Took my daughter to. She had a dental office. She had a dentist appointment yesterday. Took her to that. Just the disrespect of the children sometimes. The sheer. I just be glad when my motherhood time is over. I don't care what no one says. What? You don't want to be a mom anymore? You tired of your kid? Yeah, I'm tired. So y'all say what y'all want to say. I'll be glad when people reach 18. You know what I'm saying? I'll be glad when people turn 18 years old. Some people say, "Oh, it ain't over." Yeah, it is over. It's over if you want it to be. When they turn 18, you don't have to do anything for them if you don't feel like it. If you don't feel like doing something, when they turn 18, you don't have to. I don't even know what time I work today. Maybe I should be looking at my schedule, but I'm just trying to get out the shelter. I was fine. I was out all day yesterday with my daughter. Um, didn't really have the greatest visit. I'm not going to really get into any details or anything, but um, it wasn't a great visit. I'm looking at this Hilton hotel. I wish I could stay in there for a few nights. But I had a blessing the other day. I had one of my other sisters had gave me some money, so that was nice. Unexpected money came out of nowhere. Y'all know when y'all get some unexpected money, it's a nice feeling. So if you guys could give me a thumbs up, I think I see 18 people here, or 18 or 16. If y'all could give me a thumbs up, I would appreciate that. They said it's supposed to be 70, well, 83 degrees today, so it's going to get a little hot today. I slept great last night. Y'all know what? I went to the liquor store last night from being mad. I was mad at my daughter. So I went and got me a little drink. I had me a few shots of Hypnotic. I still have it in my bag. So, yeah, I had me a little sip last night. I was feeling it. I was just feeling screwed up, screwed up. I was feeling at my lowest. I was feeling terrible. Because you know when you buy somebody something, like I bought my daughter 2 pair of shoes. So when I bought her that, we had this conversation, and the conversation just went south. So she got mad. She started crying. I don't know where that came from, but she jumped out of my car, slammed my door, and said, "I'm going back to Aunt Lisa's house." I said, "All right, well, I'll see you later." I'm not, one thing I don't do and ain't gonna ever do, I'm not kissing no teenagers behind. I'm not kissing your behind, not when I'm doing the right thing. So I'm not gonna let anybody make me feel bad about my situation or the situation that I'm in. So as long as you have shelter, I am okay. As long as you have a place to lay your head every night that's safe, I will survive. So if you guys don't know, I am a single homeless woman, like my channel says. I'm a single homeless woman, and my hair is twisted. I don't remember having my hair twisted. What the heck? I twisted my hair last night, and I don't even remember. But I'm a single homeless woman, and I live in a homeless shelter right now. I was evicted out of my apartment in January of 2023. 2023. I'm just thinking about something. I don't know. It could have been January 2024. Was it January 2024? I think it was January 2024. I'm thinking it was always January 2023, but it probably wasn't. I got my dates mixed up. But I was evicted in January of 2024, I'm assuming. It's 2024 and January 25. No, I've been out longer than that, so it's been longer. Um, Evicted out of my apartment, moved everything out inside my car. I moved in with a family member, moved out. That didn't work out. I think I stayed with my niece for a couple of months. Moved out of her house, moved in with someone else at the time. See, people was okay with me moving into their house because they wanted the money. They wanted or they needed the extra cash flow, which I was paying them cash. But then after some time, they figured like, you know what? I don't want a roommate. I'd rather be here by myself. So they end up putting me out, not in a nice kind of way. And then I had to leave. So after I left a girlfriend's house of mine, I moved into a homeless shelter. Well, no, after I moved out of my girlfriend's house, I moved into a hotel for a little bit of time. The hotels were too expensive. So then after that, I moved into a homeless shelter. No matter of fact, after that, I stayed in an extended stay. I went into an extended stay hotel, and after a while, I couldn't afford it because extended stays, paying weekly every week, $350 a week. I couldn't afford to keep paying that, pay for my gas, pay for my car payment, pay for all my other bills with that little bit of money. So I need a second job, and that's what I've been looking for. I need more income. So I know I need to start my soap business up again. I need to make more soap. I make handmade soap for a living as well. I've been having that business over 5 years, and yeah, I love making my soap. So I'm gonna go back into doing that. Um, and that's my plans. I mean, I'm gonna make the soap again, but I also have to do other things too. So it's 42 people watching. 42 people watching. If you guys, that's 42 right now. If you guys really, really like my story, y'all enjoy watching me, love listening to me. I mean, y'all must do. Y'all here, right? Can you guys give me a thumbs up, please? Thumbs up just helps my channel. It helps people find me. It helps people find my homeless content. People be wanting to watch people struggle. I don't know why, but they do. They want to see how I'm going to get up out of this. People are curious. So if you guys could give me a thumbs up, y'all want to know my story. People want to see what's going on. So people want to see. I'm not saying they want to see me struggle, but people want to see how I'm about to get up out of this. So if you guys don't mind, just thumbs it up, because I'm getting up out of this regardless. It's going to happen. We're going to move and shake. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Donate, tap the screen. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. I'm probably going to get whoever I see here that's like consistently helping me, I can turn you into a moderator. So if you guys want to be moderators, I can make you a moderator. Just let me know. You guys can help me out, filter out some of these. But I gotta pick somebody that I see that's consistently helping me. So I appreciate you guys. I am turning my YouTube channel into a source of income at some point. So that's why I encourage, thumbs up. My channel's doing pretty good. It's almost at 400 subscribers. So I need to get 1,000. But on top of that, I need to get my watch time hours up. And my watch time helps me when I do a live video or if I make content, which I haven't really been uploading content lately because I've just been not feeling like doing it. Social media is something you have to constantly do. And sometimes I don't feel like it, you know? Sometimes I don't feel like it. Sometimes I'm at work and it's busy there and I don't feel like adding a description. I don't think I put a description in this either. So I don't know. I have to fix it up. But I wonderful. I love you guys. You guys are just amazing. So let me know where you are from, like what state or country you're living in. I always start with that. Just let me know. So yeah, like I said yesterday, I had a visit with my daughter and it didn't go so well. It was a disaster, and I mean, in the beginning, it was fine, right? It was fine in the beginning because I was buying her things. I was giving her things that she wanted, for school and stuff like that. Spending money that I kind of really didn't have, but I had to get her something. You know what I mean? I'm just when it comes to my kids, I'm stressed out. They're teenagers. Well, my son is 18. My daughter is 13, and I'm just sick of kids. Like I'm gonna be honest. I'm not one of those parents to come here and say, oh, they'll change, and I'm just sick of them. They're disrespectful. They just want what they want, and I'm the one that's supposed to give it to them. I bought her two pair of sneakers yesterday, and got her some. We ate. She had pretzels, some things that she wanted. And after me not seeing her for a while, because she stays with a family member, due to me being in a homeless shelter, because I didn't want her to be in the shelter with me. So she's just ungrateful, ungrateful, got her head stuck up her behind. And I know a lot of people in here don't want to hear nobody talk bad about kids, but I'm going to talk bad about my kids. So if you're disrespectful, I'm going to let you know. I'm not going to let my kids say what they want to say to me, and I'm supposed to go run in the corner and cry because I'm not that kind of mom. I'm going to check you. So I'm going to check you. It's a lot of parents out here being disrespected by their children, and you know nothing you could do about it. You know what I'm saying? Like as a parent, there's nothing you can do about it. You can get arrested out here with these kids, so you could be arrested. So just the disrespect. And I know some people say, well, maybe it's a situation. No, my daughter was being disrespectful way before I even got evicted. Like I had so many problems way before the eviction. So right now she's taken care of. She's fine. I just went out there to buy her two pair of sneakers and a few t-shirts. She had a lot of stuff from like the summertime, a lot of stuff that she could start the school year off with. So she's not lacking for nothing. She's not lacking for anything, but she's fine. But yeah, my girlfriend yesterday was telling me I was crying, like I was in tears. I called her because I was so like heartbroken, right? I already know my life. I already see and know how my life is going to turn out. I'm probably going to be by myself in life, which I'm by myself now because my kids, they just turned their back on me, which is fine. But I seen a video of a boy was in school. I don't know if y'all saw this video. It went viral. So the boy smacked the teacher, like smacked her in her face 2 times. The lady just stood there, didn't do nothing. I guess she was like, I got to keep my job. She looked like she was an older teacher. It looked like she could have been in her 50s or something. The boy smacked her twice in the face. The lady just stood there, and the boy is yelling at her, saying, cursing her out. And I just, you know what? The sad part is you can't even fight the kids. If they smack you in the face, if they spit on you, you can't even defend yourself against these animals today. You can't defend yourself. You can't even defend yourself against your own children if they try to attack you. Don't get the kids what they want, get them what they need. Disrespectful kids don't get shit. I agree. I agree. I agree, Antonio. I'm fucking sick of it. You know, I'm in my own situation, right? I'm in my situation due to me, due to my actions. But I'd never hurt my kids. My daughter was getting sassy and disrespectful way before this. Before the eviction, before everything, I was going to war with my children. And my soul and my spirit is tired. You know what I'm saying? So I dropped her off at my sister's house. I kind of let my sister know what was going on. And like nobody wants to be in our problems. So my sister's like, oh, go to therapy. I already been to therapy before. I'm not doing therapy no more. Like, oh, we must get to the root of this problem. Let's see what's going on. No, what's going on is disrespectful and sassy ass teenagers. That's what's going on. And I'm not putting up with the shit. Sassy teenagers, sassy badass kids. When I'm out here in the world and I have to walk past a whole group of teenagers, I go the opposite way. I don't even go in their direction. I don't want nothing to do with a teenager. Because hell, I don't even want nothing to do with my teenager. Because of their mouth, because of the disrespect. They think the world is so easy. They think it's easy out here in the streets. They think someone other than their mother loves them. We had a little thing going on with her friends. Their friends are so important to them, right? I'm like, your friends are more important than me? I'm like, damn, you don't show me that much love. Your friends, she's friends with these group of girls, these Dominican girls. She's friends with these Spanish chicks that don't even like her. The girls was bullying her last year, and who came to her defense? Who came to her defense when she came home in tears, saying that, oh, somebody's at school trying to beat me up. Oh, somebody's trying to beat me up. So who came to her defense? Mommy did. I called the school. I made a bullying report. I filled out all this paperwork to try to defend her. And she turns around in the summertime and she's friends with these girls again. And you know what? I'm not having that war with you this year, sister. I'm not having that war with you. When I get upset and my body is my system is angry, my body starts to be in pain. I can't have that shit. I'm not gonna be out here in a graveyard because of these fucking kids. I'm not doing it. This is everywhere. And of course, there's a handful of people that's going to sit here and blame it on the parents. Oh, well, you this and you that, and that's fine. I don't care what people say about me. I'm a good mom, and I always have been. Yes, I made some mistakes along my way of parenting, but I never allowed anyone to hurt my kids. I took care of them. I financially supported them. I um, always came home from school to a hot meal. How was school today, son? How was school today, daughter? And they grow up and they get turned into teenagers and they get disrespectful. They get sassy. They damn near want to fight you. While you out here in these streets going from one job to the fucking next. That's why I said, listen, I don't care what nobody say. I can't wait till mine's turn 18. Because I don't have to be liable. I don't have to do anything for you that I don't want to do. When you're underage, yes, I have a responsibility to make sure you have things that you need. But when you think that everybody else around you, like your friends or other adults, love you more than your family does, you have a serious problem. You have a serious problem. She jumped outside of my car yesterday in tears because we had a conversation that she didn't like. She didn't want to hear my conversation that I was having with her. It was a peaceful conversation. She tries to say, "Oh, you're screaming and yelling at me." I said, "You're the one yelling. I'm talking in a normal tone. I'm talking in the tone that I'm talking to y'all right now." But so I get to my sister's house. She jumps out of the car like I'm kidnapping her. She was in tears, so she wanted to go back to my sister's house with tears all over her face to make it seem like I was doing something to her. So the whole time we're having this conversation in my car, and she's screaming at me, and we're just talking back and forth, putting our, our piece out there, how we feel about the situation that we were talking about. So she starts crying. She wanted to go back to my sister's house in tears to make it look like I'm this terrible monster of a mom. Meanwhile, I got all these clothes in the back seat, two pair of sneakers, and y'all know sneakers for kids today, at least over $150. I spent $250 on two pair of sneakers for her, so she could go to school on September the 5th and she could look nice. And that's the respect that I get. You jump out of my car and I spend money that I don't even have on you, and that's how you treat me. You jump out of the car, you slam my door. First of all, this is a new car, not brand new, but this is one of my newer cars, so I take pride in my car because I need this car to get to work. But that's how you treat me. The craving for acceptance. I agree. Don't die for these kids' ignorance. Yeah, because I feel my body, like even before when I was going through, and I'm not the type of person to try to see who's on my side. I'm just speaking of kids, right? This epidemic with these teenagers has been going on for a long time with parents. And you can't even defend yourself. Like if your kid smacked you in your face and you smacked them back, you could go to jail for that, right? DIFAS could come in and take your kids away. It's so much going on out here with these kids, and it's so sad. I wish they could make stronger laws for these teenagers, because if they're teenagers and you're saying that they're kids, but they're carrying themselves like they're adults. They're carrying themselves like they can take care of themselves. They think they know everything. So let's make laws to make let's let Donald Trump make laws for these teenagers. Let them be charged as adults when they commit crimes. Let them go to jail and get locked up when they smack and hit their parents. Let them be accountable for their actions, whatever age they are, and they're committing a crime and they're a teenager. Let them be held accountable for this stuff. Since they think they know everything, let Donald Trump change that. Let's make laws for these badass teenage kids. And I know some people say, well, you're the one that raised them. It doesn't matter if I raised them or not. When they get a certain age, they are going to think whatever they want to think, whatever they have in their mind, that's what they're going to go for. And my family doesn't anything any better because they cater to my children. Oh, there's something really going on with the parents. What's going on? No, the thing you should be saying as my sister, you should be backing me up and saying, listen, you're not going to live in my house disrespectful to your mom like that. You're not staying here disrespecting her. When she gets mad at me, she want to run to my family and tell them some crying lies, and then she want to run back to me and say, "Oh, mom, I love you." I'm not playing those fucking games no more, sis. I'm out here living in a homeless shelter, fighting for my life to get out, trying to figure out where money is going to come from so I can find housing. And you got your own kids that is spitting in your face in the process. Like I look at her just how I look at other people on the streets. I don't even trust you. Hell, sometimes I don't even like you, to be honest. And I'm being honest. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat anything as a mom. That's how I feel. I'm not dying for my kids. They need you later in life. I know they need me later in life. God doesn't hard lessons beat people. Yeah, it's hard, and I know some situations. I don't sit here and say some kids are being abused. Some kids are living in abusive homes with parents that are on drugs and alcohol, and some kids are being abused, right? I don't sit here, but in my situation, my kids were never abused, right? They just got older, they turned into teenagers, they got a group of friends, and they shun me. They don't like me, right? All this happened, like my kids changed way before I was evicted out of my apartment. Like this happened before the eviction. So uh, my body goes into like pain mode. I go into pain. I have all types of issues with my body when I get upset. My blood pressure goes up. I'm not going to be out here having a heart attack with my children. Because the one thing I'll do, I'll let you go before I die. Before I be out in these streets, before I be out in these streets, being up in a doctor's office because I need help because my kids want to be disrespectful and I can't deal with it, I don't mind walking out of someone's life. Like this with my kids. Listen, if you don't want me in your life, bye bye. But like I said, one day in life you're gonna come back. It's a craving for acceptance. Yeah, they want to fit in. And I always, like, even me in high school, I didn't come up in the best childhood, right? I was adopted into a family that adopted me because they wanted money. DIFA gives these foster parents or adopted parents, they give you money, they give you food stamps. So I was adopted into a family that just looked at us as a meal ticket. So my mother was abusive. She was verbally abusive and she was physically abusive. She died a couple years ago. I still loved her, but she was abusive, right? I knew when I had my children that I never wanted to treat my kids the way my mother treated me. I wanted to break that cycle of abuse and verbal abuse. My mom would call us names, not just me, like all of us. My mom adopted a lot of kids and she treated us like crap. I don't want to be that. I didn't want to be that mother. So I believe in spanking. I'm gonna say spanking. I believe in spanking your children. I believe in that, right? Because I grew up abused. I didn't grow up being spanked. We grew up being abused. So over the years, I did spank my children, but I stopped putting my hands on. I stopped spanking my children when they were like 9 or 10 years old. It just kind of got go to your room. I take stuff from you. You didn't get spanked, but I barely had to spank my kids. But I believe in spanking. When they're young, you get spanked. I believe in that. And some people say, "Oh, that's abuse." No, it's not. The kids need it. They need it today, right? But when the kids get a certain age, you're not going to be around the house trying to spank a kid that's like 12, 13 years old. You're just not going to do that. So I believe I stopped spanking my children. They were probably like 10 years old. I would smack their hand. No, don't do that. I smacked their diaper. No, you don't want to go in the kitchen and pull all the pots out of the cabinet. No, you don't want to go into the bathroom and stick your head inside the toilet and fall in because you could drown. You could die. You could kill yourself. Like, you don't want to do that. So when they think about things, that I smack their hand and say, no, you don't want to do that. No, don't do that. Try to direct them in the pathway of, it's danger over here. You don't want to go over here and do danger. You don't want to do this. I wasn't the type of parent to spank my kids because they peed the bed. My kids didn't pee the bed because me as a mom, I got up in the middle of the night and got them on the toilet. I was a good mother. I look at pictures of my kids. Y'all know when y'all have Facebook and they have Facebook memories, they'll send you memories of Facebook like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I look at pictures of my kids and I cry. I'm in tears because I'm like, wow, how did I get here? How did I get here to the point where my kids don't even like me? My 5-year-old daughter, I lost my 1-year-old son at 22 and was addicted to pills. Is trying to cope, have been clean. Good for you for getting clean. I'm sorry you lost your child. It happened 20 years ago. The internet shows more of it. A lot of these issues are designed to happen. Yeah, it's sad. I'm sorry you lost your child. If you're still here, I did see it. Whenever I'm able to get to like a red light, I stop the car and I try to look at the comments. But I'm out here fighting for my life, and the thing is, I would like to have my children on my side and beside me. Even my son, he's 18, right? So he has another year of school, and he had the nerve to call me the other day. Didn't say, "Hey, mom, how you doing?" They can't even send you a text message respectfully. The first thing they say is start asking for things. You don't say, "Hey, mom, how you doing? I hope everything's well with you. I hope you're okay. How are you doing? How are you, mom?" They jump right to, "I need some clothes for school. Are you able to get me clothes for school?" Meanwhile, you're 18 years old running around in the streets with your friends all summer, doing things with your friends all summer, but you couldn't find it inside your mind or brain to go fill out an application on Indeed and get a job. The 2 years that you've been living with your family members, you couldn't think about, hey, let me go get a job so I can make me some money. So since I know my mom is struggling right now, she's in a homeless shelter, let me, because he could have got a job at 16. Let me get a job so that I can support myself because I know that my mom's going through, so she can only just worry about my sister. Let me get a job. But he texted me the other day asking me, are you going to be able to get me some school clothes? And I said, well, I got to see what kind of money I have. I don't know. Mind you, my son is 18. And I'm not saying he's 18 where he could take care of himself, but my son, he has no drive to work a job. He doesn't want to work, but these kids don't mind going out here hanging out with their friends. They want to hang out with their friends all day, all week long, all weekend. But they don't want to go get a job. They don't want to sign up to go get a job to make some money. My son knows I lived in my car. My son knows that I'm in a homeless shelter right now. Hey, let me go try to get a job so I can help my mom out. And I'm not saying give me your money, but I'm just saying let me go help my mom. My mom is homeless right now. Let me go get a job out here so I can try to assist and help her. That's what a young boy should be doing, trying to help his mom. And I'm not saying give me your check. I'm not saying give me a cut. But a kid that loves his mom or his dad, let me help my family right now. Let me go get a job and assist them. See what I can do to help them. No. But they got their hand out for me to lace them with sneakers and all kind of nice things for school. I don't have it. I don't have it. Sorry. I don't have it this year. And the fact that my son never wanted to get off his behind and get a job for the last 2 years, you could have had a job while you was in high school. I started working when I was 14 years old. I've been working ever since. Throughout the years, 2 or 3 jobs. My son could have got a job at Chick-fil-A. I was trying to help him get a job when we were inside my apartment. He thought he knew better. I took him to Walmart, got him some khakis, got him a nice dress shirt. I said, fix up your hair. Let's go get a haircut so you can look clean and fresh so you can get the job. Let me tell y'all something about what some of these dumb kids focus on. Because so many people are out here talking about racism and black people and this and that. You can go out here and find a job as a black person. You can go out here and you can be successful as a black person. Everything is not a racist situation. So let's lay off of that racist, I'm black bullshit. Because that's false. Yeah, there are some situations that it could be someone's looking at me because of my race. But a lot of the time, these employers, they want working people. They want somebody to help them with their business. Let's lay off because I'm black bullshit. Because I'm black and I always had a job. So let's stop that shit. Even my daughter yesterday was talking about, we had a conversation about race and racism. And she didn't like what I had to say. She didn't like what I had to say. Oh well. I'm not running with a narrative that's not true all the time. It can be true sometimes, but I'm not running with that narrative. Because I've been out here, I have a soap business. I did that. I made that on my own. Anybody can go out here and do the paperwork and start their own business and be successful. Whatever you are good at, that's what you should do to make money from. I tell my kids all the time. But here we go. Everybody's listening to everything that's being said out in the streets. Everybody's listening to all their friends say that this is this and that is that. So now my kids are focused on what their friends are saying. You can make yourself, you can be successful, you can be somebody. You can go out there and buy a house. But you got to have the money for it. So it's just a lot that I'm saying right now, but I'm saying things without saying things. My kids get on my fucking nerves. And me as a parent, like I love them. I was out here yesterday on my day off trying to make sure that my daughter had what she had, and I was so tired. My body was ran down, right? I did my exercise yesterday. I walked it, but now I feel like the pain is coming back in my body because I'm fighting and arguing with my daughter again. My son is in my text message. Oh, I'm going to school and so you have this, do you have that? And I told him no, I don't have it. Gave it to my daughter yesterday, and the way she treated me after I gave her what I gave her, I should have just took everything back and said fuck you. That's what I should have said. But I had to talk with my sister, and my sister was like, well, she do need it. And I said, you know what? Fuck that giving these kids stuff that they don't deserve, that they haven't earned. I don't care if it's school time. I could take you to Walmart and go get you a $25 sneaker and be done with that. You don't have to be out here wearing $100 sneakers, especially if you're not buying them shits. And you want to be disrespectful and you think that you deserve this? If I go to work and I'm not doing my job at work, My manager is going to pull my coattail and say, listen, you need to tighten up. That's what my manager is going to do because that's my manager's job. That's what my manager gets paid for, to babysit people like me. We all got to answer to somebody. I have a boss that I need to answer to every day. I have a job that I need to do. I have things on my job list that needs to get done. And if it doesn't get done, I'm in trouble for that. That's what these kids don't understand. You got to answer to somebody. If you ain't going to answer to your parents, guess who's you going to answer to next when you turn 18? You're going to answer to those police. You're going to answer to the police. You're going to answer to that judge that don't give two craps about you, baby. Nobody cares about you out here. Don't nobody care about you but your family, your children, your mother. Your mother, they love you. They want to instill greatness in you. I want to see my kids do better than I ever could. But see, with the situation I'm in right now, I'm going to bounce back. I don't stay down too long, baby. I don't stay down too long because number one, I'm a hustler. Number two, I'm going to go after that money. I'm not going to stay like this. I mean, might be down, busted, and disgusted right now, but this ain't going to last long for me. It's not going to last long for me because I know who I am. And I know what I need out of life. And I know by the grace of God, I'm going to be provided the things that I need. I'm going to go into the direction that God is going to steer me into the direction in life that I need to go into. And I see my future is bright. Regardless of what people around me may have, regardless of what people around me may say, what my kids may feel about me, these are the things that I battle and I struggle with every day. But I don't care what people think or say about me. I don't even care what my kids think or say. Because God has the final say over my life. We don't care what people around us are saying. God has the final say in everything. Good morning. How you doing? Sorry, I can't really see your comments. I've been in a situation, just January will be 2 years. And my daughter was with me a lot of the times when I was like in a homeless shelter. When I was, she wasn't with me when I was in my car. I asked somebody in my family to take her. When I knew I was going to stay in my car, I said, listen, can you take her for a while until I get myself together? So she was with me the whole time. Like the time we were living in hotels, I was living in extended stay. We were together. Yeah. Good morning. I put them dogs in the doghouse. Put the dogs in the doghouse. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I wish I could put her in the doghouse. But like I said, I got my daughter's. She'll be in 8th grade, so she got a couple of years left, and she doesn't know. Her attitude is bad now. So imagine when she gets older. Like when you have a teenager with a bad attitude, their attitude is not going to do nothing but just continually get worse, right? Her attitude is going to grow worse and worse and worse. It's not going. She's not going to change. You know, she's not going to change. It doesn't matter how much I pray. I still pray for her, right? I pray for my children because I love them. I want them to be protected and safe, right? But that's as far as it goes. I love them. I'm going to pray for you and on with the rest. But I and I know a lot of people in the past would say, because I used to talk about my situation on TikTok and I stopped talking about it. I stopped talking about my children. I stopped because people were just really treating me like shit, you know. What did you do to your kids? What did you like? I'm not one of those parents that's going to sit here and take disrespectful behavior and kiss your ass. I'm not going to chase you around. I'm not one of those parents. Like I don't even chase men around, so I'm damn sure not chasing my kids. But her attitude is bad now. It's not going to do nothing but get worse. And when I saw my daughter, she had her toes painted green. She had some fake nails on her hands, and I just thought she looked too grown, right? I thought she looked too grown. She didn't look appropriate for her age. At 13, she got her toes painted. She had all this jewelry on. She looked like she was 20 years old. And I looked at my sister like, you really shouldn't let her dress like this, but okay. I didn't say anything. She's grown. She's definitely think that she's a grown person. She got a phone, so she's on TikTok. She's on social media. So she's looking at all these other grown girls. She's looking at these girls that go to high school. These girls shouldn't be out here wearing fake nails like that. They shouldn't be having their toes painted. They shouldn't be walking around like they're grown. She thinks she's grown. But I'm not living with her right now, so I there's nothing I can say about it. I can't say, hey, take off that nail polish. Because really, if you run into a grown perverted man, he's going to be attracted to her. And that's what I try to instill to let her know you got dangers out here. You got people that are going to want to do something to you because of the way that you look. You're young, you're a pretty girl, but your mindset is not where it needs to be because it's a dangerous world out here. Heck, I'm a 40-something-year-old woman and it's dangerous for me. I have to watch the way I carry myself. But they don't want to listen. I'm sorry, the Wi-Fi probably gonna be acting up. I'm sorry. Why so long to? I don't know what you're asking me. Hello, how are you? I've been in this situation for like 2 years. This January will be 2 years. But like I said before, my daughter was with me when I was like in hotel rooms, and I had an extended stay. We were together. So, um, so my daughter was changing. Her attitude and stuff was getting real bad. She saw a lot of things that me and my son went through. I went through it with my son pretty bad, but people are saying you're gonna go through it with her much worse because she's a girl. But I don't know. I'm not with none of my kids right now, and I'm actually okay with that. I'm actually okay with that. Um, I just figure like when you have family and you have children and they see that your family member needs help, you should help them. You should help your family. Not go against the grain, like not go against them. You help them. And I'm not saying no, my son got to go out here and get a job and take care of himself at 18, but I had a job when I was 14. I got my working papers, and when I was 14, my parents cut us off. We had to buy whatever we needed. My parents cut us off. My parents wasn't taking care of us financially, as far as like me needing soap, gel, stuff for my hair, certain clothes. We got our own school clothes after a certain time because we had to buy it ourselves. And of course, back then, the clothes were a little bit cheaper. But these kids today, they just don't understand. Like, I don't know, like, what did I do wrong? Like, I'm a good mom. I always have been a good mother. So I don't know, like, what the issue is. But this epidemic is going on so frequently with the teenagers that it's just sickening. And I know my Wi-Fi is probably acting up, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Here we go with the trolls. The trolls are added early in the morning. I agree. Don't reward shitty behavior. I just block people, block them. Why am I still in the same situation? I'm in a situation because I'm in a situation. So, yeah, I'm homeless, but I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of my situation. I'm not going to allow anybody to come up here and listen to my story, and they want to try to ask me, why are you still in this situation? Well, when you want to ask me why I'm still in this situation, why don't you just wire me some money and help me get out of this situation? I want to come on here and tell my story. I don't come on here asking nobody for no money. But I'm not going to allow anybody to come up here and treat me like garbage because I don't deserve that. So when you come on here and you want to say nasty, mean comments to me, I didn't even read your full paragraph. It just got blocked. So you literally just wasted your time. You wasted your time trying to troll me, and you wasted your time typing a whole paragraph that didn't even get read. I didn't even read your full paragraph. So there you go. Go to another person's live and harass and bully them because it's not working over here. But so when I was talking to my sister yesterday, I found out that my brother, him and his wife had a baby. So he has a baby now, and he was like, him and his wife, they live in a certain town. And I'm like, oh great, but I don't really talk to my brother, so I really don't, I care, but I don't care. Oh, my brother had a baby. That's amazing. He never called me and said not one word. So I'm estranged from my family. I'm even estranged from my own kids, which is fine. It is what it is. You can make a new family. Like in the homeless shelter, some of the women they talk, right? Because a lot of us are in the same situation. A lot of us may be estranged from our kids, estranged from our families, just estranged. You don't never know why though. You know what I mean? But I come on social media and I talk about it. I talk about my estrangement. I talk about what I'm going through with my children, my teenagers. It's a lot. And when people want to come up here, I know I'm probably losing a lot of people right now because I'm in the woods. So my Wi-Fi is really not that good around this area, but I'm still going to talk about my situation though. I don't even know what time I work, y'all. As soon as this hit 1 hour, I'm going to stop this because I have to. I actually left the shelter a little bit later today. So my back was hurting yesterday, and I'm in here with my daughter just like